So it's going to be a great learning evening, and I want to welcome everybody who has taken their time to come and join us in this live broadcast. It's going to be great. James, I would like to know, where are you joining us from? What is your expectation? Angela, Brian, there's Dee, Yaga Karibu Sana, Esther, Florence. Joy was among the first people to be here to give you feedback. And then I'll be having some giveaways. So I'll be giving some of my books out and some great prizes. So you better be very active chatting. We will be using the chat a lot. So I better be seeing your chat. I'll be giving out the giveaways as I said. Who else here? There's someone with now Techno P904. Please, if you can rename it, I'll be very happy. Someone, Timothy Karuti, Karibu Sanam, there's a Galaxy Infinix. I appreciate when you change to your name. It's easier when I call it that way. So I can see Dinyaga, you're saying Ukosawa Isauti, so the sound is okay. I'm very happy. Oh, Steve Kamau joining us all the way in Embu, Kenya. Karibu Sana, this is great. I can see Milka Nyagodi is saying you're tuning in all the way in Kilifi. I'm so happy to hear that. This is on Facebook. We also have Salim Babu joining us. Let me know where you're joining us from. This is great. James joining us in Embakasi, and his expectation is that he would like to learn how to get a good salary, even if I'm working on a field which is not my area of study and pays not paying peanuts. Yeah, I think that is what you were. Oh yes, pays peanut. You don't worry, it doesn't need to be the field that you studied in. Yeah, that is why I also put that caveat: without a degree, without a master's. I'm not saying that is bad, but it is still great. You need to have your education right. But I can only be able to guide you through this once you get the concept. The principles are very basic. And James, you're in for a great learning experience. I can see Rintari Mbabu Kirianya. Hopefully I pronounced it okay. All the way in Meru, joining us on Facebook. Karibu Sana. I can see Paul, you're asking how? How do you get to the six-figure salary even without a degree? Hang on in there. You will be able to get to know that. So Paul, I'll be happy to know where you're joining us from. Esther, joining us in Ruaka. I can hear you very clearly. Thank you very much. What is your expectation for this evening? Because we are about to get started, and I'm just warming up to make sure everything is okay. I think on Facebook, the conversation is going on okay. Paul joining us in Limuru. Karibu Sana, you're very much welcome. I think it is time for me to get this thing rolling. And I appreciate you taking your time and joining us in good time. Yeah, exactly 7:30. And we start off. I am here to share with you, how do you get to that six-figure salary even without a degree or master's? I'm not saying that a degree is bad. I'm not saying that a master's is bad. If you have them, that is okay. But if you don't have them, should that be your fate that you cannot move on? I will share with you exactly how you can go around that. I can see Dinyaga, you're saying, how do I change my profession? I have been in the same job for the last 12 years. Whew, this is going to be a changing experience for you. I'm sure after this session, in the next 1.5 hours, you will be saying, yes, I now know the path to take to change my trajectory of my career. 12 years, yeah, that's a long time, but I'll give you the tools for you to be able to change it. And as I start, I want to say this. Now, I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is probably not your first seminar, webinar, or training to attend. And the first thing I want to mention is that if you have failed to earn more money in the past, it is not your fault. There's a lot of information out there, and it can be confusing. Many times, that information overload keeps you from success, and it's okay. Yeah. If you have been concerned in the past that you just can't succeed in employment, I want to put those fears to rest. You just need the right person to explain it to you. The society, on the other hand, has perpetuated the message that you need to be an entrepreneur for you to be successful. And if you're an employee, you're kind of a second-hand kind of a citizen. Most people, as a matter of fact, they are better off as employees. They are more satisfied and have higher productivity. The big corporations, the education system, and the government want you to think that you need some fancy college degrees for you to be successful. I'm here to tell you they are wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think like that, but it is not true. If you have ever thought that the government and the education system wants you to fail, you're probably right. They don't benefit from you succeeding. They want to keep you in debt and in need. And the difference with us is that we actually care about your success and truly wants to see you living the life of your dreams. So that's what we are here for. I know you have that dream job which will give you the highest level of satisfaction and utilize your full potential. That is what I want to show you how to make it happen in this training session. And I hope you're ready for it. Are you ready? As we start, I want to ask I want you to imagine a very simple scenario here, right? You attend an interview, and at the end of the interview, the hiring manager says that you're hired. Okay, someone is calling me to confirm that I'm live. Yes, I'm live. I need to switch this off. I think that is just someone who has seen me and they want to confirm, am I live? Yes, I am live right now. So the thing is, I want you to imagine you attending an interview, and at the end of it, the hiring manager tells you that you are hired. You work in that organization for about a month, and at the end of the month, your payslip comes reading something like this, that your basic salary is 180,000, your house allowance is 50,000, medical allowance 25,000, commuting allowance 15,000. All these adding up to about 270,000. How would you feel? How would it make you feel? And that is why, and that is where I want us to start our conversation. And as I told you, it's going to be very interactive. And my first question I want to ask to you guys, what does a six-figure salary mean to you? I want you to drop that answer, a simple one word, one sentence in the chat. What does a six-figure salary mean to you? Because I have asked this question to so many of my clients, and the answers I get are so different. Yeah. So I want to know about you. Some will say it's about financial freedom, about buying their dream home, providing good education for their kids. Some is about investment. For you, what does a six-figure salary mean to you? Drop it in the chat. I want to read it, and I also want to be switching through and see what people on WhatsApp are saying. I can see the entire are saying yes, they are ready to go. Let me know, what does a six-figure salary mean to you? Drop it in the chat. I want to read them, because unless you define it in your mind, it becomes sometimes chasing the wind if you don't know what you're going to do with it, if you don't know what you are targeting. So let me know in the chat, what does a six-figure salary mean to you? I want to say welcome very much. I can see Linda has also joined us. Who else? Someone has come in. Flores, karibu sana. There's Connie Majala, karibu sana. You're very much welcome. Please let me know where you're joining us from, and let's have this conversation. Drop it in the chat. What does a six-figure salary mean to you? I can see Rintari saying it means I can realize my dream house. Yes, with the money, you are able to expand and actually go out there and get things done, getting your dream house. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. You will be able to get it with a six-figure salary. I can see Joy, you're saying it means getting closer to my financial goals. Money is an enabler. And once you get that figure, you start getting closer to your financial goals. I totally understand that. Connie Majala saying, joining us all the way in Aririba, Karibu Sana, I really appreciate that. And what does a six-figure salary mean to you? I would really want to know that. So drop it in the chat, drop it in the comment. If you are on Facebook, I am going to read all of them. I can see Sally, this is Suleiman Babu saying success in all spheres. As I said, money is an enabler. It gives you success in all around it. Gertrude, you're saying it means an opportunity to save and to be able to plan for the future while comfortably taking care of my expenses. Very true. I totally agree with you, Brian. You say it means I can diversify investment and get to build multiple streams of income. Yeah, you get that money, you can be able to invest, and it allows you to even get more money. That is the secret of it all. Yeah, you get money, you're able to get even more money. When you're saying it's about securing your future, very correct. Angela, you're talking about a six-figure salary. It means I will have stability. Very sure, very sure. I think that is overwhelming. Thank you very much. Let me just move on to the slide and say this. I am very happy to read all these comments. So let me say this. This training is meant for two types of people. Yeah, James, you're saying financial solution to my financial problem so I can save, invest, provide the basic needs for my family. That is very true. So this training is targeted for two types of people. The first kind of person that I really want to help in this session is a professional who feels that the lack of a degree is the hindrance to their career progression. So if you're here and you feel like because you don't have a degree, that is what is actually holding you back, I'm here to give you a life-changing experience and training in this session. And the second kind of person that I really want to help is someone with or without a degree, and they still feel stuck in their career. You have been in a job. Sorry to use you as an example. Someone said they have been in their job for the last 12 years. Are you feeling stuck? Is that the feeling? Or is it that I've been here for the last 10 years, I've really grown? If you're feeling stuck with or without your degree, you are in for a great treat. And I'm going to share with you some tremendous things. I can't even wait to get started. I can see Dinyaga, you're saying the six-figure salary will mean an opportunity to save for the future and 1 point, leaving employment early for my own enterprise. That is very true. You get this money in advance, you're able to plan, and of course, leave employment. You don't need to be in employment up to when you're 60 to retire when you're getting a six-figure salary. Now, my goal for this session is to show you that the only way you can be able to get to that six-figure salary without a degree or master's is by acquiring what I call the badass pro skills. And the only place you can get these badass pro skills is through a program called the Badass Pro program. And I'm going to share with you what this Badass Pro is all about, right? Now, for those who are not familiar with me, I would like just to introduce myself. My name is Daniel Mutuku, and I started off Careerpoint Solutions about 10 years back, and I have been blessed that I have gotten the experience to work as a recruiter, career advisor, personal and professional development coach. And some of the insights that I've been able to gather for the last 10 years is what I'm going to share with you this evening. Now, I'm also a certified digital marketer by Google, and among other groups that I can say I'm a very proud member of a group called the League of Young Professionals, also known as LYP. In addition to that, I am an author of 3 books. The first one is Facebook for Profit. And in this book, I share with you how you can easily use Facebook for profit and extra cash, even on a part-time basis. And my second book is Blueprint for Success, where I share with you guaranteed steps to achieving anything. And at the beginning of this year, I dropped out a free booklet that it was out, and you can still get it. We have about 2 months to finish the year, and it's called Conquer the Year 2020, how to make 2020 the best year ever. And so if you want any of these books, I will give you a free book. Any of the book, be interactive, engage with me in this conversation, be answering questions, ask questions, and the most interactive people, 2, 3, even 5, we are very interactive. I'll be able to give you a gift at the end of this session. Now, I want to tell you this. I am not crazy when I'm telling you that we have very successful individuals, even without degrees. And this is just a tip of the iceberg. On my far left here, this is the late Bob Collymore. He ended up at the helm of the most successful company in East and Central Africa. That is the CEO of Safaricom. And guess what? Did you know he did not have a degree? And so it is second guy here, a very vocal media personality, Maina Kageni, still earning a lot of money from employment. Do you know that he does not have a degree? So are the likes of Jalango and Churchill still making a lot of money in employment, I'm saying so. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, because these are the people that we know. They're in the limelight, they're in the media. However, there are thousands and thousands of others who are killing it and making it big in the industry. It's only that we don't know them because they are not in the media. So I want to share with you, how did they make it? How did they get there? And that I can be able to summarize with a short story. Let me give you a short story of my job search. Yeah. Back in 2009, I started looking for a job. This is after I cleared my schooling, and it was quite difficult looking for a job. And I understand the frustration that comes in when you're looking for a job. Past, I was suffering from kind of some low self-esteem, wondering, did I really do the right course? Is there a job for me? Or will I just be among the statistics of people who get degrees, who get masters, who learn and they never get a job? I was like, it shouldn't be so. According to the Bureau of Statistics, it says that it takes about 3 to 4 years for a graduate, for a college graduate to be able to secure a job. I thank God it took me about 1 year. And within that 1 year, I got my real first job in 2010. And that 1 year felt like forever. And I wonder, how then does it even feel for someone who looks for a job 3, 4, 5 years in a row without anything? But something very interesting happened when I got my first job in 2010. I started getting more interviews. And in the next year or so, I was able to go for over 10 interviews. And again, I was not securing the job. I was wondering why. But again, even getting these 10 interviews, I was applying for jobs like 10, 15 jobs per day, a lot of them. But then an opportunity came in 2011 where I said, I need to seize this moment. And when I saw this job, at that particular time, I was working as a computer tutor under the project Computer for Schools project. I was teaching teachers how to use computers for teaching and also teaching them how to use the computers plus the students. And an opportunity opened up in Nairobi in an international school. They were looking for an ICT teacher. I said, I must get this job. This is what I've been dreaming to get. And when I applied for that, when I went for that interview, after that interview, I was so sure that I am going to secure that job. There was no doubt about it. And I went back. At that time, I was working in Siam. I had traveled in Nairobi, came for the interview, went back. And I will tell you the whole story on how I was able to get that job. And this was when I started calling this thing called the Badass Pro skills, because these are the ones that allowed me to secure that job. And from there, that was my first six-figure salary job. Yeah. So with how does it work? Typically, I think you apply for as many jobs as possible. If you're lucky, you're invited for an interview. If they like you, they give you the job. You take the job. Probably it's not the job that you really want. It's not your dream job, but because you don't have another option, you pick that job. But with Badass Pro skills, these are tried and tested techniques that will give you predictable results. They worked for me. I have taught them to other people and they have worked for them. Take a look at this email I got from a gentleman called Alexander. Alexander Muendwa sent me an email telling me, thank you. I attended a career presentation last time. This Monday, I was invited for the position. I was interviewed for the position of a liaison officer, Kenya Airways. And Wednesday this week, I got the job. You see, this is something that is trainable, and he got it, and it worked for him. So this evening, in the next now 40 minutes or so, I'm going to share with you these two main secrets: how to triumph over more qualified and experienced candidates. And number two, I'm going to share with you, how do you negotiate a six-figure salary? So I want to come back to you guys and ask a very simple question. If I did not have time to be able to go through all this, the two secrets, and we really, really, really needed to get one, you really need to learn one, and that's the only time we had. Which one would you go for? Is it number one? Is it number two? So let me see which one would you really want to know. So in the chat, in the comment, just drop a one or a two. Which one would you really, really, really want to know? Is it number one, how to triumph over more qualified candidates than you, or how to negotiate a six-figure salary? Let me know. I can see Cecil Nzili has also joined us. Karibu sana. Esther says she wants to know about number one. And so is someone, there's someone with a galaxy saying number one. Brian wants number two. Oh, Dinyaga number one. Gertrude wants to know number one. Let me check on Facebook. I know there's some people here also dropping the Facebook comment. Oh, they are going. So there was Brian, number two. Dinyaga wanted number one. Gertrude wanted number one. More love, Karibu Sana, also number one. Joy wants number two. Timothy wants number one. More love wants number two. Okay. More love, you have posted twice. Okay. Angela wants to know about number two. If you're on Facebook, let me know which one you'd really, really want to know. Drop it in the chat. I'll be able to read it. I know there's a some slight lag if you're following us on Facebook, but I'll see it the moment you comment right there. Kevin Ogega wants to know number one, or that is on Facebook. Angela wants to know number two. Someone with a Techno B wants number one. Connie wants number two. Okay. If we were to do a competition, I think number one almost got a lot. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, don't worry. I have time to go through both of them. So I'll be able to cover both, but I'm glad number one is quite popular. So we start with number one, then we'll still have time to go for number two. Thank you, Kevin, for joining us on Facebook. There's someone else here who joined us on Facebook. That is, oh, we have Charity Chacha, Joe Michael Kamau, there's Paul Jehia, Suleiman, Jacinta Moya, Milka Jagoti. So the only way I can be able to know if you're following on Facebook is like this conversation or leave a comment. That is how I can be able to know. If we're together on, with me on Zoom, it is easy because I can see the names right here. So let's get started with secret number one. How do you triumph over more qualified and experienced candidates? Now, I'll give you a short story here. I remember that job I told you that I was able to get my first six-figure salary. That was my second job that I got. When I went for that interview, as I told you, it was an international school here in Nairobi, which was looking for an ICT teacher. And at that particular point, as I told you, I was working as a computer tutor through the Computer for Schools project. And when I came to this interview, I was sure, after I attended the interview, that I was going to get that job. And as sure as hell, the next day, I traveled back to Siaya, that is where I was staying. I received a call. It was a Saturday at around mid-morning, 10, 11-ish. And when I received this call, I picked, I remember it was a lady, and she called me with a lot of excitement. And she told me, we are glad to inform you that we interviewed you yesterday and we are offering you the job. I was so happy. I almost jumped in the middle of the road, as in, this is my dream job. I got it. But then that afternoon, something very depressing happened. That same afternoon, I received a call from the same number. It was the same lady who was calling me. However, she was not sounding as excited as she was in the first time. And she told me, unfortunately, I'm calling to withdraw the job offer that we had given you. And I got a little bit confused and asked, why are you withdrawing the job offer? And she said, you are the best interviewee. However, when we took your name to the board, they rejected it. The reason why is because this was a new campus that they were trying to recruit a teacher for. And so they needed someone, number one, with experience teaching the international curriculum. That is British international curriculum, and someone who has experience also taking students through the international exam, that is IGCSE. I had none of those qualifications. I had never had any training as an IGCSE or a British curriculum teacher. But guess what? I was able to be the best interviewee, and I had triumphed over some candidates who are more experienced and more qualified than me, because actually they gave the job to the number two person because they had all these qualifications and this experience. And when I sit down and narrow down, how was it that I was able to do that? I can narrow it to three things. And these are the three things that you need to know. When you get into that interview room, you have 3 seconds to showcase these three things. And the first thing is that you should be able to show them that you are as sharp as a tack. You're mentally acute, clever, intelligent, and mentally alert. This should come straight off the bat within the first 3 seconds you get into that room. Another thing, you should be able to show them that you are as enthusiastic as hell, showing and having great excitement and interest in that role, in that position, in the company, in as a whole, and as a person. very enthusiastic. And number three, you should be able to show them that you are an expert, you're knowledgeable, you have the skills that are needed in that area. This should come straight off the bat within the first 3 seconds you get into that interviewing room. You might be wondering, then how do I get all the skills? Don't worry, these are learnable skills. I have learned them, they have worked for me, and I've also taught other people, and it has worked for them. Take a look at this email I got from Brian. Brian dropped me an email telling me, Dear Daniel, I am grateful for your services, and I would like to give you feedback. The CV helped me get 5 interviews in this day and age. Who gets 5 interviews? Yeah. 3 finance assistant position and 2 finance officer position. Lucky enough, I managed to secure a finance officer position, which I am starting in January. Please find attached the JD to update the CV for the new position. You can see it worked for Brian, and it's something that is trainable. Look, another email I got from Chep Crew. He told me, hey, Daniel, thank you for always sharing how to answer questions in an interview. In the beginning of this year, I secured a job that I have been dreaming to be a registry officer. And now I am one. Thank you and be blessed. You can see she got her dream job. So, and it happened to you. Jane, a very happy customer saying, thank you guys for writing my CV in a professional way. I secured myself a job within few months. I'm happy for the results. My current employer was so pleased by my CV in such a way that I cannot explain. I went for 4 interviews and still emerged the best. It happened to Jane, so it can happen to you. Probably, these are some of the questions that you have at the back of your mind. How long does it take? I want to tell you this. This is a marketplace, and you are paid for the value that you bring into the market and for being valuable as an individual. However, it takes time to get this value to the market, to be valuable. But you're not paid for the time, but you're paid for the value. What about office politics? I can assure you office politics is not going anywhere. But I can teach you how do you use office politics to your advantage. How do I convince the management that I'm the right candidate? I'm due for promotion. I can take up more responsibilities. As a matter of fact, convince is the wrong word. It's very difficult to convince or change people's mind. But the right thing I can teach you is how do you influence the management to know that you are due for promotion? Do I need to quit my job? Sometimes, no, you don't have to quit your job. And most of the time, the opportunities are within where you're working. You just need to know how to figure that out. But if you really, really need to to quit your job, I can show you the red flags to look for, and then you can quit your job. Is it possible for me? If that is the question you are asked, I want to say yes. You have seen it is possible. It has worked for me. It has worked for Alexander, Brian, Jane, Chekrui, and so many other people. And yes, it can be able to work for you too. So I want to say this with a lot of conviction and with a lot of power that it is possible to triumph over other candidates who are more qualified and experienced than you. And I want you to repeat this after me. If you're in a place you can say this out loud, please say it out loud. If you're in a place you can't say it out loud, people will think you're crazy. Say it quietly, but you can say it with a lot of conviction that it is possible to triumph over other candidates who are more qualified and experienced. And that is very true. Now, before I go to the second secret that I want to share, is there any question? If you have any question, please drop it in the chat. I would want to answer that. Or someone came in as a user and says want to know about number 1. That is okay. Any question you might have, please drop it in the chat. If you don't have any question, let me know. Just say yes, we can be able to continue. Let me check on our chat. Okay, Facebook. Drop it in the comments if you are following us on Facebook. If you have any question, you can drop it in the chat. I can see Gertrude, you're asking, liking it so far, you will have to address the question how to get that interview. Yes, you want me to address how do you get to that interview. Thank you very much, Gertrude, for the feedback. If any question, let me know. Drop it in the chat. You're on Facebook. Drop it in the comment for me to be able to know you're following us on Facebook. Just like the conversation or leave a comment in the chat. Leave a comment in the comment section. I appreciate. Thank you, Charity. There's Joe, there's Paul, there's Suleiman, Jacinta, there's Milka. Molab, you're asking, how do I frame the best CV, or what it entails? Okay, I have some slides which I'll talk about the CV a little bit later. So Molab, just hang on in there. I'll get there. Techno, someone is saying following keenly and learning. I'm very happy that that is happening. I think there is no specific question. Then I can be able to continue to go to secret number 2. How do you triumph? Oh no, this one is how to negotiate a 6-figure salary, right? Now, when I was doing my research for this session, I came across this study that was done by JobVite, a very authoritative firm when it comes to recruitment, placement, and human resource consultancy. They did a research, and this was quite some good news when I saw this figure, that 84% of salary negotiations always result to higher pay. And this was good news. In other words, if you go and try to negotiate your salary, chances of you getting a higher salary are very high. Yeah. But then the next statistic just made me a little bit depressed, because it says that only 14% of employees negotiate salary at their current job. As if it doesn't make sense. If you negotiate a salary, chances of getting it is very high. And again, very small number of people are actually negotiating their salaries. And I came to realize people always wait for interviewing when they are doing an interview for a new job. Yeah, that is when they can be able to negotiate their salaries. But people don't negotiate salaries in their current position. And my question in the chat, anyone here, has anyone ever tried to negotiate their salary in their current job? And if so, how did it go? I really like to know that. And the point here is the reason why this figure is very small. I did my more research, and I found out that it's because of something called the egocentric bias. And basically the egocentric bias is that we are so much concerned with our own affairs that we don't really get to know what is happening or ask around. So how it plays out in the workplace, you're doing your job, you're killing it, you're bringing in the sales, you are increasing the company's revenue, and you're wondering, why is it my boss cannot see how much work I'm doing to give me a raise? But they are also so much concerned about their own affairs. They see their department growing. They want to see how they can be able to help everyone else, but they don't focus on you. So the thing is, if you don't go out there and ask for a raise, chances of you getting it is actually, you'll never get it unless you ask for it. And so you need to be confident enough to go out there and ask for it. I can see, Esther, you're saying, you mentioned that the first 3 seconds are the most important thing in an interview, how that time is only enough for walking in and sitting down. Esther, thank you for that. Yes, within even those 3 seconds as you walk in, as you talk, the first words that come out, how you position yourself, how you, the body language that you're using should be able to show those 3 things. Yes, and it is something that is teachable. I can teach you. Don't worry about that, Esther, but thank you for that comment. So the thing is, when it comes to salary negotiation, anyone who is confident enough to try usually succeeds. And that is the truth. Anyone who is confident enough to try will succeed. But again, you don't just need blind confidence. You need to be guided on how do you go ahead and negotiate this salary. So I have 3 tips that I want to give to you when you're going to negotiate your salary in the next interview or even in your current job. Number 1, it might sound so simple, but it is very true. You need to know the salary that you want before you start negotiating. Yeah, that's simple. You need to know how much salary you want to get before you start negotiating. You will be surprised how many people I have asked in an interview, how much should we pay you? And the best they can come up with is that they want to be paid more. And the question is, how much is more? If you are getting 50,000 and I give you 50,000 and 1 shilling on top, that is still more. Is that what you want? So you need to be very clear. Is it 100,000? Is it 150? Is it 230,000? You should have that figure. And that figure should not just be an arbitrary figure. it should be a figure that is based on what I call your worth and your value. You need to know your worth, you need to know your value, and that figure you're saying should be reflecting your worth. The question is now, do you know your worth? If you know your worth, you're worth 150, you're worth 230,000, then the next tip I want to give it to you, it is your job to make the company realize your worth. Remember the egocentric bias? Unless you share it out, unless you say it, unless you articulate it to the company, you need to be able to show them what is your worthwhile, what is your meaningful contribution, what do they stand to miss out or to lose out if you are no longer providing the value. If the only argument you have is that I've been working here for the last 10 years, so I need a pay raise, you are a liability. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't advise you to get a higher pay. But this conversation should be value-based. When you show your value, it becomes very easy for you to get them to give you that raise. And thirdly, you should be able to have comparables to justify your higher salary. The question is, do you know how much someone like you, with experience like you, with qualifications like you, in your industry, on average, how much should they be paid? Because once you have these comparables, it becomes easy for you to justify your salary. And there are tools out there. I know people are not very open when it comes to talking about their salaries, but there are tools that will give you the exact amount that should be paid for an average person in your industry with that experience and qualification. And I'll share with you how you can be able to get that. Now, I want you to take a look at this email I got from a gentleman called Julius this year in February. He says, greetings this evening. I'm writing to appreciate your work. It is barely 2 months after I used your reviewed CV. I'm glad that I have landed 2 jobs. I've taken one I prefer, and I'm working towards completing my course, monitoring and evaluation. Careerpoint Solutions, you're the best. Yours sincerely, Julius. Now, I want you to have that thought. Barely 2 months, a gentleman gets 2 jobs, picks one, and lets go the other. Here's another email I got from another gentleman called Adiambo Ojoa. Dear Daniel, I am happy to inform you that after you guys reviewed my resume, I received 3 different calls for interviews within a span of 24 hours. Within a span of 1 week, I attended all the interviews, and fortunate enough, I secured all the 3 jobs. This was after a pregnant search for a job for 1 whole year. I only had the difficult task choosing which one to go for, but eventually I opted for one and politely and professionally declined the other 2. Thanks a great deal, and please convey my gratitude to your entire team. Yours sincerely, Lawrence. Now, my question to you is, if you got 2 job offers or 3 job offers or more, and you have to pick one and let go the other, what criteria will you use to decide, I'll take this and let go that? I want you to tell me in the chat, and I want you to be very frank. I want you to be very open, because I'm going to call out people who are just being modest and people who are very frank. So the question is, if you're to get 2 or more job offers and you have to pick one job and let go the other, what will you decide to go for? Or what will you use to decide? What is the criteria you use? Dinyaga, I can see you are asking, sometimes you are asked to justify the salary. What do you want? How do you answer or respond to that? I'll come to that question. Thank you very much. I can see Gertrude, you're saying, please let me know how to go about getting my CV done. Okay, I'll also share with that. But the question right now I'm asking is, if you get 2 or 3 job offers and you have to decide which one to go for and let go the other, what will you use to decide? Let me know in the chat. If you're on Facebook, let me know in the comments, and I will be very glad to know what you will use. Esther, you're very, very honest. I must say that to you. Salary, that is very true. Most people will go for salary, and there is nothing wrong with that. You can use the salary to decide which one you want to go for and let go the other. Thank you very much for that. More love, you're saying, sorry, bit interrupted. Moses, okay. Fred graduates, okay, kindly. Okay, I'll be able to share with you the tools on how, if you want to get to know how much a fresh graduate should be paid, don't worry about that. I'm asking, what criteria will you use to decide I'll pick this job and I'll let go the other? Esther was very frank and said, yes, salary. The rest of us, what will you use? Brian, you're saying, I will check what job has a better progression, but it might be a well-paying job, but I'll be stuck in one level forever. Okay, but what do you mean by career progression? Isn't that you want to get more opportunities for you to grow, for you to be paid more? Yeah, it all ends up at salary bit. Yeah, I want to insist on that. Let me check on Facebook if there's someone else who has better. Okay, not yet, but you can drop it there. So you will find that salary is one of the biggest factor that people use to decide what job to pick and what to let go. And there's nothing bad about that, right? So it is very much possible for you to negotiate for a higher salary and get it. And I want you to repeat that after me with a lot of confidence, with a lot of conviction that it is possible to negotiate for a higher salary and get it, right? Probably these are some of the questions that you're having at the back of your mind. How do I network with the right people? It is important for you to know that networking is very crucial when it comes to high, good paying jobs. Because according to LinkedIn, 85% of good paying jobs, high paying jobs are gotten through networks. And I will introduce you to a network of high worth individuals that will help you get that job. What matters most? Is it experience or qualifications? I can tell you it's neither this or that. It's what you have. Use it. If you have the experience, use it. If you have qualification, use it to your advantage. How do I balance work and personal life? I can assure you, once you start getting these high paying jobs, more will be expected from you. And you need to start figuring out, how do you balance your work life and personal life? Am I too young? Am I too old? I can tell you neither this or that. I have seen young people complaining that I'm not getting a good paying job because I'm young. And in the same breath, I see a person coming in telling me, I think I'm too old, that's why I'm not getting these jobs. Take a look at this email I got from Bilshan. He was telling me, thanks. I recently landed my first consultancy with a few Kenya after hearing your well laid out youth friendly advice. This is someone who got a job after listening to my advice, which he calls youth friendly. I guess that he's someone who is slightly older than me, but irrespective of the age, I gave him something that works. It is the results that works, not the age. If it is working, if it will give you the results, yes, that is what will help you. How do I measure, track, and evaluate my progress? It is so sad when I see someone 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road, only to realize that they took the wrong path, especially in their careers. You need to be able to have the tools to track and evaluate your progress. And I'll share with you. How do I fix myself in the succession plan? Remember, I talked about you don't actually convince people, you influence and fix yourself in that succession plan. What are the qualities of a person worth six figures? I'll tell you in a short while. Actually, it's an acronym called the BADAS. BADAS is the acronym, right? How do I get started? If that is the question you are asking, I'm glad you asked, because I want to tell you how you can be able to get started. This is a message I got just to show you, even despite this current situation of Corona, COVID-19, you can still get a job. This lady dropped me a text on WhatsApp telling me, hey, Daniel, I hope you are doing well. Sorry, I'm texting you this late, but I want to thank you so much for editing my CV. I have gotten a job despite this tough moment of COVID-19. Thank you so much for the free training you sacrificed for. May God bless you so much and your team. My name is Rahab, yeah, and she's taking the project management course at Careerpoint Solution. You can see she was texting me very late, 11:31 p.m., but I still responded. So my question to you, if I show you exactly how to get your dream job, do you believe me you can get the six-figure salary? If I show you exactly how to get to that dream job, your dream job, Do you believe me you can get that 6-figure salary? If so, let me know in the chat. Is it a yes? Do you believe me? Dinyaga, you're saying sometimes salary can be deceiving. I got one with good salary, but working conditions were pathetic. Okay, I get you. And you say, yes, I believe. Someone called Mola, that was Morris, I believe. Gertrude, you're also saying, yes, I believe. Newton, you're saying, I believe. Karibu Sana, Newton. Do you believe me? If I show you how to get to that 6-figure salary, you will be able, if I show you to get your dream job, you can get to that 6-figure salary. If so, let me know in the chat. I want to see also on our Facebook page. Yes, someone say yes. Thank you very much. I believe that is Techno. I think that was Steven, yeah? Jackie Anundo joining us. Also, Karibu Sana saying, yes, I believe. I appreciate that. So, Esther also saying, yes. Let me get then started and say, is it okay for me to take about 10 minutes? I want to take 10 minutes, share with you about this program called the Badass Pro program. I define my own destiny. And then after that, after I finish, I'll be able to answer all the questions that you have. So at this point, I just want to ask for your permission. Is it okay for me to go ahead and share with you about this Badass Pro program? I define my own destiny and how it can be able to help you to get to that 6-figure salary. If so, let me know in the chat. Is it okay for me to go ahead? Just tell me, okay, go ahead. More of you saying yes. Okay, I'll be able, who else? I want to just take 10 minutes. I can see we are in really good time. Yeah, I'll be able to answer all your questions. More love saying yes, go ahead. Dinyaga saying please go ahead. So is Esther, go ahead, please. There's Gertrude saying proceed. Oh, I think this is overwhelming. I'll be able to, let me just take then 10 minutes. Then we get to the Q&A and I'll answer all the questions that you have. Also, Newton saying, please proceed. Some of the Techno saying proceed, Asante Sana. So let me tell you about this Badass Pro. I am very proud when I stand here and say, I am a Badass Pro. And as a matter of fact, the Badass Pro is an acronym, yeah? It stands for, you see, Pro is a professional, but this professional is someone who is bold, courageous, audacious. They will do what needs to be done. They don't care what people say, but if it's the right thing, if it is something that will move them forward, they will do it. They are bold. An individual who is very authentic, they know what they are capable of. They don't fake it. They are authentic to their true nature, their skills, and their potential. They are driven. These are not individuals who will need constant supervision. They will do the job because they're driven from within. An individual who is aggressive. You will need, I can tell you in this day and age, nothing will be given to you on a silver platter. You need to go out there and grab what you believe is yours. And again, an individual who is aggressive and assertive at the same time. An individual who is very skilled. And remember the question, is it experience or qualification that really matters? I want to tell you the truth. It is neither of those two, but it is skills. You can get the skills from education, that is the qualification. You can also get the skills from experience. But if you're skilled, you got what it takes. And an individual who is self-assured, they are confident of themselves. And that is a Badass Pro, a professional who is bold, authentic, driven, aggressive, skilled, and self-assured. If you are to join this program today, what are you going to get out of this Badass Pro program? Number one, you will get what I call the Badass Pro 6 weeks coaching program. And the value that you get out of this program is about 100,000. I'm not saying that is what I charge for you to get into the program, but the value you get out of it is about 100,000. And what is it involved? Week one, we will discuss how do you get started in this journey. Week two, we'll look at getting to know your worth. Like how much should you be paid right now? Do you know how much you should be paid? We will define that baseline. Then we'll find ways. How do we keep on increasing that worth? Week three, we will look at how do you build confidence and competence, because these things go hand in hand. The more competent you are, the more confident you are in your skills. The more competent, the more confidence you have, the more competent you become. I had the saying that in this race of life, without confidence, you are defeated twice. So Confidence is very important. Week 3, we will look at week 4 now, how you can be able to master communication, influence, and networking. Remember, you need to know how to communicate the 3 things within the first 3 seconds. Esther, you asked, that is the only time you get to go and sit. You can still communicate with the non-verbals. You need to learn how to influence the management. And then when you're networking, I introduce you to a network of high net worth individuals that will connect you to this 85% of the best paying jobs that I've gotten through networking. Week 5, I'll share with you the tools that you need to track and evaluate your progress. As I told you, it is so sad when I see so many people 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line, only to realize that they took the wrong direction. They didn't know how to measure and track their progress. And week 6, in your specific case, we will discuss how do you negotiate a 6-figure salary. We will give you the skills that fit your criteria. We have seen how much you're worth, and we have built up that worth. On top of the 6 weeks coaching program, you will also get one of our professional certification masterclass. Again, more than about 100,000. So if you join right now, the value is about 200,000. And we have these 4 main professional masterclass that we offer. That is project management, this project monitoring and evaluation, strategic management and leadership, fundraising and resource mobilization. Come to think about it. Which are the best paying jobs? Mainly they're jobs in NGOs and international organizations. And you can only get these jobs. What are the skills they're looking for? People who have project management skills, project monitoring and evaluation skills, fundraising and resource mobilization. In the corporate world, when you are looking to grow, you get in at an entry level. After some time, you get to the mid-level. But for you to be able to attract this 6-figure salary, you need to get to the management and the leadership of the company. And what a better way to influence their decision, but showing them that you already have a certification in strategic management and leadership. On top of the 6 weeks coaching program, you will get one of the certification masterclass, and then you will get what we call professional CV writing. Again, more than about 3,000. Now, someone asked a question about CV. Let me tell you this. What does a professional CV entail? Unfortunately, most of us have CVs, which is just a documentation of where you went to school, where you have worked, a list of your responsibilities, and probably your referees. But a professional CV is a document that you use to market yourself. Think about any company with a product or a service they want to bring to the market. They will use TV, newspaper, radio, billboards, magazines to market that. But we don't have the luxury of having a billboard about our skills. So we use a professional CV, and we need to be very clear on what is it that we are selling. Here we are selling our skills, our capabilities, our qualifications, and experience to the employer, and it needs to come out very clearly. According to a very famous study, it is said that a hiring manager or a HR or a recruiter will take 6 seconds to decide if they're going to read through your CV or not. I want you to take a look at this. Is one of the most common CV layout I've seen. This is a gentleman called Daniel Mutuku, Kenyan, married, date of birth, I can see ID number, phone number. If you look at this CV, do you need 6 seconds or even less? And I ask you, because this is the question that is at the back of the mind of the hiring manager. Sorry for that. The question they're asking is, what can this person do? And from this statement, can you gather any kind of information on what this person can do? Absolutely not. We give him a benefit of doubt, and we scroll down to this area they call the career objectives. So I have been able to gather some of the career objectives that I've seen so often in so many people's CV, probably even from one of your CVs. And I want you to ask yourself, does your CV career objective look or resemble the ones that I'm about to show you in tone and in style? Look at this statement here. I am seeking employment with a company where I can grow professionally and personally. What can that person do? As a matter of fact, that statement is very selfish. You're telling the employer what you want to get from them rather than what you're bringing on board. Another one I see very often. I seek challenging opportunities where I can fully use my skills for the success of the organization. Again, good words, but still saying nothing. I want to succeed in a stimulus and challenging environment that will provide me with advancement opportunity. Again, being selfish. I want to excel in this field with hard work, perseverance, and dedication. You shouldn't be using such kind of statements in your CV, right? So on top of the 6 weeks coaching, we will give you one of our professional certification masterclass. You'll also get professional CV writing, and now you get sample cover letters. I want to tell you, a cover letter is a application letter that is highly customized to one specific position. I picked a job at random. This is an accounting job. And if you're to work in this company as the accountant, some of the responsibilities that you will have will be to review and establish proper accounting systems, support budgeting and focusing activities, liaising with internal and external auditors. If this job description fits you, somewhere in your cover letter, you should have a statement that says, I have the ability to review and establish proper accounting systems. In my previous employment at ABC, I was involved in liaising with internal and external auditors, such that when someone reads this statement, they feel like, yes, this is the right person we are looking for. They will come and do exactly what we want them to do. Now, on top of the 6 weeks coaching program, one of our certification masterclass, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, you will get a LinkedIn profile guide. I can tell you this day and age, you cannot afford to not have an optimized profile on LinkedIn. You know why? Because this is the biggest professional networking platform. Hiring managers are using this platform to hire high qualified candidates for these good paying jobs. It is unlike your CV, which is in your flash disk, computer, your phone, your email. A LinkedIn profile is a living CV. It is working for you even when you're asleep. Other companies will ask you to apply. You click a button, it sends your LinkedIn profile, and they use that as your application. Hiring managers and headhunters are using LinkedIn. Take a look at this email I got from Shi Salim, May of this year, I think just 5 months ago. Hey, Daniel, I would like to thank you for the LinkedIn profile guide service. After your guidance on how to make my LinkedIn account look more professional, I have now been approached by a potential employer. I am due for an interview on Wednesday this week. And the guy got the job. He wasn't looking for a job, but his LinkedIn profile was selling him. So you cannot afford not to have a professional profile on LinkedIn. Now, on top of the 6 weeks coaching program, certification masterclass, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, we will coach you on how to prepare for an interview. I can tell you, it is so disappointing to see someone looking for a job, sending out so many applications, and when they go for an interview, they have been looking forward for the interview. They get inside there and you can see they were really unprepared. There are some questions that you expect to be asked in an interview. 99.99% of the interviews that you attend, the first question you will be asked is, tell us about yourself. Do you know how to answer that question? Do you know the intention of the question? There are other questions like, how much should we pay you? Why should we hire you? What makes you the best candidate? What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? Do you know how to answer them? So that is where interview coaching comes in. So this is all you get in our program. 6 weeks coaching, certification masterclass, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, a LinkedIn profile guide, and interview coaching. So having known that, the value you're getting out of it is about 210,000. My question is, are you ready to become a badass pro? If you're ready to become a badass pro, let me just say in the chat, just say, yes, I'm ready. If you're ready, let me know. I can see Innocent, you're saying, I'm not hearing anything. I'm sorry, I joined late. I think probably would be your connection. More love, do I? Okay, I can see. Yes, more love saying, ready to become a badass pro. D, Nyaga, you're ready to become a badass pro. Gertrude, you're also saying, yes, I'm ready to become a badass pro. Let me check on Facebook. If you're ready to become a badass pro, leave it in the chat. Just say, yes, I'm ready to become a badass pro. I can see Charity Chacha. Thank you very much. Ready to become a badass pro. Paul J here also ready. Someone with the techno saying, yes, I'm ready. Timothy Karuti also is saying, yeah, ready to become a badass pro. Someone with the computer, I think, called user. Yes, they're ready. Milka on the other end saying, ready to become a badass pro. Probably in the comment, I'll be able to see that. Oh, everybody's ready to become a badass pro. Then I better share with you. How then do you go ahead and become a badass pro, right? So let me share with you right now. Now, I had two choices when I was deciding how much should I charge for this program. The first option was to go cheap and get as many people as possible in the program. That sounded really attractive. And the other option I had was to ask for a slightly higher investment and guarantee and dedicate more time and effort to guarantee your success. And guess which choice I went with? So after considering the two, I decided, let me go with the second option, whereby I will ask you for a slightly higher investment. And with that, I will dedicate more time and effort to guarantee your success. So how much is it going to be? The program with a 6 weeks coaching, one of the certification masterclass, professional CV writing, sample cover letter, professional or the LinkedIn profile guide and interview coaching will only cost you 24,999. Or you can decide to pay it in 3 installments of only 9,999. And you can be able to do that through the till number 715732. But don't worry, I want to tell you this. There's absolutely no excuse for you not to take action today, because if you don't get exactly what I've said you will get, after 30 days, just let me know. 100% money back guarantee. Just say, no, this is not what I signed up for. I'm not getting it. I will refund your money, no question asked. So right now, you have two choices that here with me. Number one is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. And the second option you have is to be open-minded, take up this small investment in yourself today and give it a shot. So my question to you is, based on these two options, what is going to be easy for you? Don't drop it in the chat, just answer it at the back of your mind. It is said from a famous study that it takes 24 hours. For once you attend a session like this, where you have really learned a lot, if in the next 24 hours you don't take action, and I'm not saying taking action is just paying for the program, but just deciding to think through about your CV, looking through what your CV, your LinkedIn profile guide, or thinking about how do I answer questions in an interview. If you don't take action to execute what you have learned today, chances of you doing it, if you don't take action in the next 24 hours, chances of you doing it drops almost to zero. So the good news is I have already shared with you what you need to do. The bad news is you only have 24 hours. Right now is 8:30. Hopefully by tomorrow, 8:30 p.m., you will have done something with what you have learned. There are two types of people in this world, and even in this group right now. Those who get an opportunity to change their lives, they agree with everything that I've shared with you, and they can actually see how it is applicable in their lives, and they still do nothing about it. And the second type of people are those who take action and define their own futures. My question to you is, which type are you? Don't drop it in the chat, just answer. So I'm ready to take any questions, but before I get that, I want to give you my contact details. You want to get in touch with me. My email is daniel@careerpoint.co.ke. If you want to know more about the Badass Pro program, you can go to www.careerpoint.co.ke/badass. So I have even better news for those of you who are here live with me, because this is an offer that is starting. We're having the program start on Monday, this Monday. So you need to be able to make a commitment between now and Monday. But for those people who are live with me here, if you make at least the one-time payment of 24,000 or make one of the deposit, which is 9,999, you will get the 6 weeks coaching, and I'm going to give you all the 4 certification masterclass. You'll get project management, project monitoring and evaluation, strategic management and leadership, fundraising and resource mobilization. And on top of that, you're going to get, let me just stop sharing, and hopefully you can pin me and see. You will be able to get a notebook clearly saying that I am a badass pro. And on top of the notebook, I will also give you a t-shirt saying that I am a badass pro. And all you need to do is take action between now and 9 p.m. before we close this session. And you will get all the 4 certification masterclass. On an evening like this, some people decided to take action. And this is just a sample of them. They have gone through the program. They have changed their lives. This is Helen all the way in, I think she's in Matu. This is Nancy in Bungoma. This is Scholastica in Kikuyu. Winfred all the way in Kiambu. Also here I have Clara in Nairobi West. This is Willie in West Ngara. This is, I think this is Nancy in Kitui. Yes, this is Francis in Mombasa. And they took action on a night like this. So for you to be able to take advantage of this, I want to give it to you with 3 easy payments, or you can make the first deposit right now before we get to 9 p.m. That of 9,999, and you will get the 6 weeks coaching, 4 certification masterclass, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, and the interview coaching. So the ball is on your court. If you have any question, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'll be able to answer all the questions. I can see Dejaga, you're saying I'm interested, but I'll get money next week by Wednesday. Okay, let me do this, Dejaga. Do you commit? Can you be able to make a commitment like right now for you to be able to take advantage of all of them? If so, let me know, because I can be able to reserve it for you. We will be starting the program, the coaching program on Monday, but you can still be able to catch up on Wednesday. So I like that idea. Just make a commitment. Let me know. Yes, I will commit. I'll make the payment. You're serious about it. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I can see you're serious. Let me do this. Yeah. Send me your number. I'll get in touch with you. Thank you very much. That is Dean Yaga. Okay, I want to answer any questions. I can see a question coming here from Timothy Karuti. Hey, Daniel, thanks for such a great job. I'm having an interview next week, Thursday. I need interview coaching. Please advise on how to go about it. We already have a program that can take you through that. So I think it will be impossible. I might not be able to cover everything right here, but I'll give you 3 P's and then I can give you more details. Drop me your email address. Drop me an email. I think I put my email. I put it here for everyone to see. Then I'll give you more details tomorrow. Yeah. So my email is daniel@careerpoint.co.ke. Everything in small letters. But here are the 3 P's as you prepare for your interview, because this works even if you're here. This will 3 P's. Number 1, you need to prepare. And when I'm talking about preparing, is not only dressing up. Yeah, of course, you need to dress nicely. You need to arrive in good time. You also need to think through what are some of the questions that you can be asked in an interview and start preparing the answers in advance. Now, here's the thing. You need also to rehearse those answers. You'll be asking, oh, it will come out so plastic or like a performance. Yes, we plan, but I can assure you in that interview room, they will not come out as you had planned. You plan so many things in your head, and when you start opening your mouth, the words don't come out as you had actually planned. So it is better for you to plan. And if it doesn't work, you have a slightly smaller version of what you had planned than not to plan at all. So you need to prepare, think through the questions that you're going to be asked and possible answers, and actually say them out loud, not just have them in your head. The second P is presentation. How do you present yourself on that day? Of course, you need to be dressed very smartly, very officially. Presentation also has to do with your confidence. How do you carry yourself? How do you move around in that room? Presentation also has to do with verbal communication. Was it Esther who asked, how do you do that within 3 seconds? All those things that you say, how you move around, body language is very important. So that is about presentation. And the third P is about personality. You need to think about your personality. People are more willing to hire people they like, and you can be able to be a likable individual, and it is predictable. It's something that you can do. You can be trained on. I think I'll give you more information. It might take a long time not to answer, but think about those 3 P's: preparation, presentation, and personality. Drop me an email, Timothy. We'll talk more. Thank you very much. I can see some of the techno. Which mode do you use to teach? Oh, very good. For the courses, all the certification masterclass are done online. We have an online learning platform that our students go through. But when it comes to the 6 weeks coaching, it is a blended version of virtual, online, and physical. Yeah. What I've done, we have put this coaching material on our learning platform. You cover some of the material over the week. You will have some assignments that you need to do, some tasks, some worksheet to fill out. And then at the end of the week, we'll have a conversation either on phone or on Zoom or physically, and we discuss what was brought to your awareness. Now, that is where we do the one-on-one kind of coaching. Hope that is helpful. And I really would like to know your name, the person with the techno. You can change it. I'll be glad. D Jaga, okay, I've gotten the email, your number, and by email, yes. I can also share my number. I don't think, if you have been receiving my email, of course, you have seen my number, but you can still get in touch with me, 0732 20 97 95. That's my number. Okay, let me check another question here. Gertrude, I need the CV, cover letter, LinkedIn profile guide now. Please let me know what you charge for that. The charge for that varies. It is dependent on how much work we need to do on your CV. So you better drop me an email with your current CV. After this session, drop me an email. I'll take a look at it in the morning. Is that okay, Gertrude? But I hope you can take this program because it comes with the coaching. It comes with the cover letter. Sometimes the cover letter, yes, the professional CV will help you, but without guidance, without the coaching, it is not information that you really need. It is the coaching, and I am very good at keeping you accountable. Be sure about that. Yeah. Dinyaga, you're asking, what is the cost of project management course? How long does it take? Now, if you take any of these courses, one single course goes for 30,000. So if you were to take all of them, that is about 120,000. But right now you're getting them as a bonus free of charge if you join the coaching program. The second thing I will also want to say, they take about 10 to 15 hours. And since they are online, you're learning at your own pace and convenience. So if you decide to take, for example, 1 hour per day, you'll be able to be through within 2 weeks. Yeah, but it is very flexible and open to your what you do. Let me check on Facebook. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. I am reading all of them. Oh, good. I can see Sarah has paid the 9,999. Good job, good job. You get all the 4 certification masterclass. You'll also get yourself a t-shirt. Just give us your address. I think already got your number. I'll give you the address. Give us your address to get your t-shirt, your notebook coming in right away. Good job, Sarah. You better take action if you're here. Next question here, I have it from Annie. Kudos, you're doing a good job. Asante sana, Annie, I appreciate that. More love, how much do you charge for editing CVs? Send me your CV, I'll let you know. Let me come back here and say this, yeah? Okay, by the way, this is a very great quote by Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett says that the best investment you can ever have is to invest in yourself. This is one of the richest people in the world, and he gets his money from investment. And he's telling you the first place you should start investing is yourself. It is said for every shilling you invest in yourself today, you get 30 shillings in return over time. That is 3,000% return on investment. I want to ask you, where on this earth right now will you put your money and get a 3,000% return on investment? Stock market, not really. Right now, they're doing very badly. Real estate, no. It's only when you invest in yourself. And probably you're asking, where do I get the money to invest in myself? I learned this from Brian Tracy. It's called the 10-10 rule. And he says, we have been brought up in a society where we take 10% of our income and invest it. We take 10% of our income and tithe it. We use it to help other people. I want to put it to you. Why not take another 10% of your income and tithe it to yourself? Use it to help yourself. Invest it in yourself, because that is where you will get the highest return on investment. So the thing is, take a look at this email I got last month in October. Yeah. Felicitas dropped me an email telling me that, hey, dear Daniel, I also thank you for your good work in changing people's lives. I am happy that after my CV was done in August this year, I have landed 3 interviews. Thank you for everything. You are my Shuja for the year 2020, Felista. And yeah, it was my Shuja day, and she was happy that I was able to help her. So my thing is, you need to take action right now. Just go ahead and make the payment of 9,999 through the till number 715732, and you will be able to get the 6 weeks coaching, the 4 certification masterclass, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, and interview coaching. If you have any question, let me check it out in the chat. So if you have any other question, please drop it in the chat. I can see, okay, nothing here so far. So let me do this, yeah, because I don't want to really keep you guys, yeah. If there is no more question, I want to finish up by saying this. Thank you very much. Rande is here, Gertrude is still here, Newton. What I want to finish up then by asking you a question. How would you feel if you were passed on a promotion because you did not have the right skills? I've seen this happen over and over again. How would you feel if the person next to you gets a big break because they understood networking and you did not? And on the flip side, I want to ask, how would it feel a time like this next year? You're debt-free, you're living in your dream home and planning your next vacation. I want to tell you this. The universe conspires to make dreams come true to those who take action. The lion, as the king of the jungle, as majestic as it is, the eagle as it flies the high skies, unless it takes action, it will die of hunger. And that is what I don't want for you. I want you to have the universe conspire to make your dreams come true if you take action right away. Take advantage of this offer within the next 15, okay, actually 13 minutes. Make the payment, 9,999. Drop it in the chat, and I'll be able to give you all the 4 certification masterclass. Because we have been here for the last 1 hour and 15 minutes or so, I want to believe that you have been able to learn something. Andrew, I know you have joined us in the middle of it. I know you have learned something. And so is Anne, Marita. Nyaga, you have been here with us throughout. Esther, you have been here with me throughout. Also the person with Galaxy, Gertrude, Marade, Molab, Newton, Techno, you have been here with us. So my question to you as I finish, I want to ask, what is that one thing that you have learned? I want to believe that I have not wasted my time. I also want to believe I have not wasted your time. So I want you to drop it in the chat. Tell me, what is that one thing that you have learned? What is it that you're going to take action on so that you can be able to have and make a difference? Maradi, you're saying summarize all what was covered, please. I joined in the meeting late. Don't worry, Maradi, I will give you a link for you to go and watch this recording. Yeah, there is a link for this recording. I'll get in touch with you. Don't worry. Kindly share the PowerPoint presentation via email. Stephen, I've seen your email address. after this session, I will send you a recording of this video and a presentation so you can be able to take advantage of it, yeah, and go through it. Imagine getting a certification in project management with your name there, and it reads that your name and this person has been formally evaluated, assessed for demonstrating knowledge and skills in monitoring and evaluating projects, and can be able to use result-based management, and has been awarded a certificate in project monitoring and evaluation. This is great when you have your name there. You better take action and join Sarah, who had paid. I am seeing another private message. Thank you very much. There is Henry, who also has paid. Good job, 9,999. You get the first certification. Sarah and Henry, good job. So I'm also now, I want to read, what is the thing that you have learned during this session? Dinyaga, you're saying, realizing I have been sleeping on my destiny. Yes, if that is what you've learned, it's good. Now you should wake up and start taking action right away. Is that okay? Esther, you're saying my skills matter more than my qualification. Yes, your skills is what really matter. Wait to have my CV returned. Okay, send me an email with your CV. I'll be able to go through that. The rest of us, Andrew, what have you learned from the session? Galaxy, what have you learned? Get through, let me know. What is it that you have learned? I want to read all those comments, and then we can call it a day and close it. I am really excited. I'm very happy that you have been able to stick here with me throughout. Newton, thank you. More love, you joined us at some point. Karibu sana. I think it was Morris, yeah? Morris Marade. What have you learned the few minutes that you have been here with us? Get through. You're saying, yes, just confirm that I can get the six-figure salary I have always dreamt of. I'm gonna get it. And that means you need to take action. Take action. Let me be your coach. Let me guide you through the process. And because it's not information that you need. You can get information anywhere. You can Google some of this stuff. But without guidance, someone holding your hand, sometimes it can become difficult. So get through. Hopefully, you pick me as your coach to be able to guide you through. I'm waiting to read more messages from Marade, Molab, Newton. What have you learned? Marie and Marita, I know you have joined us almost as we had progressed. Let me know, what have you learned? And Andrew. And after I read that, we can be able to call it a day. Otherwise, I really appreciate your time. When I see these comments, it makes me feel that I didn't just waste my time, my 1.5 hours, my evening sharing this. At least you have been able to get something, and it will change your life. And I really, really pray that you are able to make some arrangements and get into this Badass Pro program. Join Henry, join Sarah. I think it was Esther who said, yes, she will be joining us next week on Wednesday for you to be able to get what is needed. Was it Esther or Dinyaga? I think I have to go up there. The rest of us, I want one more comment, then I can close it. As I told you, I don't want to keep you, but you still have 10 more minutes. If you're able to make the payment between now, not even the full payment, even showing commitment, putting in that 2,000 bob, saying, yes, this is my commitment. Can you be able to reserve this for me? That is what really matters the most. Yeah. Okay, any comments? I'm waiting for your comment. What is it that you have learned? Let me check on Facebook. I think something happened on Facebook. I'm not seeing the comments coming in. Or do I need to refresh? Let me check. Probably I need to refresh because I know on Facebook there's a slightly delay. It's not maybe a few minutes or seconds after we have said something. I can see. Okay, good. There's Marade is saying, I have learned skills matter more than qualification. What a teacher. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think then that would be the last comment I'll be reading. I really appreciate you. You are good students. A good teacher is not a good teacher without good students. You heavily participated, and I appreciate each one of you for that. And until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye.